2-inch analog tape. This will be our official ribbon cutting.
We are open! On behalf of the people of Chatham County and Pittsboro and the state of North Carolina, thank you very much. It's investments like these that show real vision that actually change our state and our quality of life. So thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
I was thinking while I was up there that I would joke with the crowd and say, oh, well, I've got a 30-minute speech. But I left it at home, so here's my 30 seconds. But, the thing is, I think it's interesting that Michael's like drawing on classical references and his allegory in there, and he's referencing Ovid, and yesterday he was referencing a Greek philosopher, and he's trying to tie that all together, this culmination of human knowledge and achievement, and how we're taking 21st century technology and the idea of open source and applying it to what we're doing here by letting it out of the box. You get a better project and a better process. But the earlier ribbon cutting today tied into this one because we had built a new park and people were talking about quality of life and these type of investments where people really see the integration of this facility into the land and the beauty and using the golden ratio and the design of it. And it's very similar to creating these park spaces, creating places that people want to be. And I think that's a key component of what Richard Florida talked about, the creative class. And when you look at it in black and white, it kind of takes the soul out of it. But really what it comes down to is it's that fourth dimension that you need in any community, that shows that people care. It's not sterile, it's authentic. This is an authentic expression of somebody's vision for how to create beautiful music. And it's not owned by some transnational global corporation, but by somebody who individually believes in the product that it's going to produce. We're blessed in North Carolina in the Triangle to have people like Michael and Amy who care about the types of projects that don't always get funded or don't get attention, and they take time to notice that it's important to reconfigure how we live as a society, and it's important to be thinking of the seventh generation, this whole sustainable approach and what the future will be. I mean, we're not going to be alive when that happens. We're all just kind of a daisy chain here of the species. I mean, I'm handing off my genetic code to the next and so forth and so on, right? And so future generations are relying upon us to make the right decisions as stewards of this biosphere. And I think that the kind of philosophy that Michael and Amy are espousing is that we should be thinking about where we're going evolutionarily speaking as a species. I mean, we're here on this planet. We may be getting off the planet at some point, but we need to understand that we're a part of this biosphere. We're not outside of it. We're not mutually exclusive of it, but we either benefit or are hurt by the decisions that our ancestors made and the decisions that we'll make today. And so I think his undergirding his philosophy is a thought process of let's try to re-engineer and rethink and reimagine the possibilities of what we can be as a species, and let's take that forward, and certainly integrating the arts and culture which speak to the spirit and the mind are important. I'll finish with this. A lot of times I've given a speech where I weaved in this idea that what you really want are leaders that understand the story of the Wizard of Oz. And one of the ways to understand that is thusly, as we all watched it as children or read the book. You have the Scarecrow, and you have the Tin Man, and you have the Cowardly Lion. Well, it's wonderful to have people that have intelligence, Scarecrow needed. And it's certainly great if somebody has a heart, but you got to have people that have the courage to use it. And it's no good to have a lot of intelligence and no heart, and certainly nice to have a lot of heart, but it doesn't really work if you don't have intelligence. But without the courage to bind it all together, we don't have leadership. And so what Michael has shown here And what I've tried to do and what I've done in working with them is show the courage to lead. And in that exercise, Dorothy is us, kind of a collective, trying to find this future place, get back home. And that's really what the journey's all about. We're looking for people who have the courage to connect their hearts with their minds and integrate that in the process to lead.